Complexities turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Complexities turn to ban.
Don't do drugs, kids. Do not do drugs.
A world where Lumi is CEO and boss.
So it's the WoW.
Radiant
It's all about the WoW.
It's the WoW that made BTS.
Made LD's career.
Wow. Left, right, and center.
I mean, wow.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow, that phase shift dodge, huh?
I gotta say,
was
Lumi
something.
did it with even more conviction than
10
LD
seconds
did.
remaining.
I think they were trying to get Lumi to do it just as almost overhyped, but he actually still did it even better.
Turn to pick.
Shoutouts to, of course, Dicktown and LD and everyone participating in that bit. It was a lot of fun, and there is more to come. More time travel and drugs. Lots of drugs.
That's all we do here.
That's how we survive. Is there toilet paper on the desk over there?
Yeah,
Well,
I need to blow my nose into something.
Oh, a lot of people here are sick.
All right.
Lacoste has been really happy about the NA qualifiers so far.
Yeah, I've got sick from all the hype.
Well, we got some hype coming up right now. Team Freedom versus Complexity.
10
Freedom.
seconds.
No, Bane.
Oh God, Lacoste,
I was like,
favorite hero. Lacoste, you want to go over all the reasons you hate Bane again?
Yeah, for those who didn't watch the match yesterday when Navi played it, I mean, the hero is one of the best heroes for the first 3.5 minutes. Then the hero falls off, does pretty much nothing. Doesn't have any farm potential.
Complexities
He's
turn
the slowest
to ban.
farmer in the game, probably.
He doesn't really have an ultimate.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible to cast ultimate longer than 0.6 seconds. And that's pretty much it. What hero
10
does.
seconds.
But it's good at bullying the lane, just getting some good setups.
5
What
seconds remaining.
Navi also had the Earthshaker and Bane offlane, right? Yeah.
Yeah. They
It's
enabled
a
the
good
Earthshaker
setup.
with the Bane.
Sleep into Ancient Totem, Brain Sap, and Fissure. That's a lot of damage.
But it's not like the Bane is the only hero that could enable the Earthshaker dual
Radiant
offlane,
team
right?
back.
So, what are some good things about Bane? Charlie, Dakota,
It's.
anybody got anything for it?
I mean, yeah. There's almost no hero that fights it at level 1. Like you cannot trade with that hero when he has Brain Sap at level 1.
10
That's it.
seconds remaining.
Past 3.5 minutes, let's say.
Okay, past 3.5 minutes, I
5
would say
seconds
that
remaining.
you do tend to get your ulti off longer than 0.6
Reserve
seconds.
time.
That does happen. It's an ulti that goes through BKB.
Yeah.
If you have to use a stun or something to stop Bane ulti, that's a stun that's not being used on a carry or something. Enfeeble can also be really annoying against like certain stat-heavy heroes, especially with the talent. So there are some Bane positives out there.
I think most of the Bane positives are like core specific, like enemy core specific,
Yeah.
right? If it's like, oh, there's a naturally magic immune hero like Juggernaut or Lifestealer, then Fiend's Grip has more value because of it. Enfeeble,
10 seconds
like Enfeeble
remaining.
is only like good against certain cores, right? And I think
5
that's part of the
seconds
problem with
remaining.
Lacoste's early pickup of the Bane is that he doesn't
Radiant
feel like the
team
hero is
back.
strong enough to be able to be picked in a first 1-2 when you don't actually know what cores are being picked
Yeah,
up
what-
and whether
what
or not your ultimate and your feeble are going to be
Yeah,
effective.
one of the strongest sides of the Bane are that enemy team doesn't actually expect that you're gonna pick the Bane, so
10
there's the
seconds
surprise
remaining.
effect. Yeah, but okay, let's be
5 seconds
real for a
remaining.
second. They might go for, let's say, Invoker on mid. It's a good setup for a Sunstrike, and you can
Reserve
dominate
time.
the lane with the Bane Earthshaker with the help of Sunstrike. It's pretty much a tri-lane against the lane.
Reserve time.
Fiero doesn't play any crazy stuff like Ron,
Complexities turn
right?
to pick.
It's a swindle draft after all.
Lena.
Well,
Nah.
we got the
Lena is
Lena.
what
Radiant
we've been
team
seeing
pick.
from him pretty much every game when available.
I mean, I like this. It's it takes it away from CCNC. Me and Cap were talking about this last night. That guy's Lina play has, I think, reached another level. It's not just his laning ability, but just every point of spell usage and when he decides to use what, like between using first or stunning first, when he just goes for the Laguna LSA or Laguna Dragon Slave, and the way he picks his targets has been almost perfect every single time. Like, I watch him like when normally the disadvantage of Lina is that if somebody goes on you and gets on top of you, it's hard to get away. But I see CCNC like make it out of team fights or make it out of those situations with like maybe 1/3 HP every single time and still manages to come back into the team fight and have a lot of impact.
Yeah, we all know it's cool to hate, but I think it's time to stop hating CCNC after his amazing performance.
Yeah.
We need to find a new target.
That was
Someone wants
such
to
a-
volunteer. Dakota.
Well,
Do what?
Well, we got the original target in this game that everybody loves to bag on.
That's
It's
true.
Swindle Melons.
Swindlemelons did lead his team barely through the tiebreaker after the first go. Ended up going 1-1-1. We had a second go this morning.
Yeah, I mean, you know, credits to Wheel. Like last qualifier, they're pretty much bottom of the barrel, and now they're like, you know, toe to toe with likes of DC and Complexity, veterans of the sea.
I hope they stick together. We'll see. I mean, I know it's tough when you're kind of at the tier and you're interchanging out. We see I Annihilate this time and Mad and such. So it's you want to continue to experiment and get some of these young guns on your team that are starting to make names for themselves. But I think they have a good thing going, and we'll see if they continue to get that kind of respect and see themselves in future qualifiers.
10
But
seconds
Ricky
remaining.
comes out for Complexity now. A Z Freak
5
special.
seconds remaining.
Means that this Earthshaker is certainly going to be in the off lane.
Yeah, it's a hero that we don't see
Reserve
too often in this current patch. The Riki has been picked up. Sometimes the Bounty Hunter has pretty much never been picked up. Those more
10 seconds
scout
remaining.
heavy and I would say more solo for positions.
5
You know, Riki
seconds
doesn't
remaining.
usually operate with the other support. Same goes with Bounty Hunter. Those have kind of been shuffled away in favor of some of these
Complexities turn to
four
battle.
positions that still have some independence when it comes to roaming early on with boots first, but are still couple very well with their fellow support or like the offlaner or something.
See the Clinks picked up for Team Freedom. It's a
10
new look
seconds
there.
remaining.
Yeah,
I think it's
not
kind of your
common
war
pick.
hero.
After
5
Bone
seconds
was,
remaining.
let's say,
The Fletcher.
patched, it looked like he was nerfed, but actually that's a huge buff. I tried playing Bone for a few
Radiant
times.
team back.
The duration, 65 seconds, you don't need to go to jungle. And I think the health gain increased, or the damage, not sure, but overall it's feels like a more buff. You can roam around, use 2 times invis and just try to get a pick
10
off.
seconds
Yeah, it's
remaining.
the death pack changes that you don't have to use it as often. Right?
Yeah.
So
5
I mean,
seconds
you get
remaining.
less gold from eating creeps and XP because it has a higher cooldown, but I mean that was also nerfed in
Radiant
the previous
team
patch,
pick.
so cool.
The Troll last ban out of Freedom looks like they still need to pick up probably their offlaner here. What is the Snake King hero?
Maybe a Tide Hunter wouldn't be bad.
10 seconds
Bane
remaining.
doesn't
Legion
affect him, can't
Commander.
lock him down, alright.
yeah, I think the Legion
Complexities
Commander also
turn to
pretty
pick.
acceptable. I think like the Lina again, it comes back down to that is the big problem hero on the side of complexity. So that's where most of your draft is going to be oriented in countering. I think Clinks is pretty good versus Lina because
10
he gets a
seconds
relatively early
remaining.
BKB and gets direct physical damage onto the hero. And now you have the
5
direct
seconds
lockdown.
remaining.
I
of
mean,
the Legion Commander.
Lina as a hero is kind of a little bit OP,
Reserve
but
time.
not in everyone's hands. You need to get the right items for it to be. CCNC yesterday showed how to build up correct Lina. I'll just try to summarize this patch. Top 3 OP things: Clarity Potion, especially Clarity Potion on Lina. Then there we have Lina and Heaven's Halberd.
So Clarity Potion, specifically on Lina,
Yeah,
and Halberd.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
There
I
you
think
go.
this is like this is annoying for Legion to play before he gets a BKB though. Like there's so many things to sort of mess him up
Sleep
during
would
a
be
duel.
super annoying.
Sleep,
Yeah.
fissure, Cloud from the Ricky.
Yeah.
He has to. I feel like before he gets that BKB blade mail, he has to go with +1.
It's gonna be hard to get the dual damage off against sleep. It works so good. You hit him, then you sleep, then the other target sleeps until it lasts or someone dies.
Also annoying. All right, so coL needs to pick up their safe laner.
Late game for sure.
What is the Moo hero here?
What do we mean off lane? They have Earthshaker off lane.
Swindle Melons has almost always played that.
Yeah, it needs to be a Earthshaker off lane, Ricky and Bane.
I don't think Sven's terrible here just because you'd have the better late game at that point. Sven Luna definitely beats out Team Freedom's cores, at least I believe. It is more of a self-sufficient hero, like it won't be threatened by Legion Commander manning up against the Razor instead. So more of a laning dominating hero. And more issues for the Legion Commander.
Yeah, specifically Legion Commander. I feel like with Clinks and Queen of Pain, easy to get a hold of them. Making a lot in the Bane and Earthshaker setup.
But this gives Moo basically a free lane, and Demon and Z-Free can run around doing whatever they want. This is an awful Legion Commander matchup. One of his few.
But it is a good matchup for Clinks. Clinks is okay with Razor because he's just straight physical damage. He doesn't worry, he doesn't cast spells on you. Like, he's got long range as well. So that part I'm a little bit worried about.
10 seconds
because
remaining.
Team Freedom, they do have a very similar style every single time. They get this playmaking, scaling hero for CC in the mid lane, and they get a pushing style carry for UR for Team Freedom, and they're going to be able to take some of these early towers. There's no way that I think Complexity's dual lane can really threaten Clinks enough, so we could probably see that off-lane tower being chipped away, and then the first couple rotations with Clinks, if you have CC get a successful team fight or pick off on somebody, then that turns into another objective. And I feel like the map can get really crowded for Complexity very quickly.
Sure.
Look at the position 4 and 5 heroes of Team Freedom. They have Sanking and Disruptor, the two heroes who does so much early game, scale well into the mid game, and are also good in the late game. These two heroes combined together can just win a team fight. You don't even need the other three heroes. And on the other hand, you have Ricky and Bane. They don't synergize well together at all. No synergy at all, and they don't scale that good, especially Bane.
Really doesn't like the Bane.
Prepare for battle.
So you're leaning towards Team Freedom.
Well, maybe
Just
Jimmy
all the
can
way,
prove me
just-
wrong. Let's see. I was talking about, I think it was Marlini, about position 4 Clockwork. I think it's overpicked, but in certain situations it's really good, especially when a player like Aoi plays it, then it's a top-notch hero.
I think one of the big things is that Team Freedom...
Oh, nice dust.
It's an early first blood, it looks like, unless Swindle Melons can pull out a miracle. That is a really good Fisher block, and Flea is actually on the wrong side of things. They are going to be able to glimpse back Z-Freak. Flea is going to be able to get out of range of Moo's static link. No reason to pursue that one, since they do indeed get the first blood.
Unfortunately, he's got Glimpse level 1, though.
Yeah, that's not...
30 seconds
Francis
to
leave it
battle.
play right there. Dust, good timing.
I think that's okay, actually, Glimpse level 1. I mean, especially for a kill. I don't think, like, he's not going to be able to square up against the Bane anyways. And Earthshaker is like high enough HP.
Bane's gonna be on top.
Already getting a lot of static link.
The battle begins.
This is the best spell on level 1, probably. Brain 17 damage. What's the mana cost? 17 mana cost.
Yeah, it's so cheap now.
This is so... What was it before? I don't know. It cost
100,
120,
100
130
yeah.
mana. Impossible
Awful.
to cast 2 spells. Didn't have mana pool.
How critical is it for Snaking to have a good time? Because I felt like yesterday one of the downsides to Freedom's game where he had that puck offline setup was one of the few games where he suffered heavily in the laning phase. And because normally it's always been the CC&C show. He had a great game even in that loss, but Snaking really was not able to recover So, you know, is it kind of essential for Snaking to have a good time? If it doesn't work out from the lane against the Razor, should he just straight up jungle this one out? What should plan B be if it doesn't work?
Yeah, he can always go to the jungle. I think it is important that he has a good time here. Typically in the games where we've seen Freedom do well, Snaking's like doing really well in the off lane. He's like bullying their support, pressuring their carry, and it draws a lot of attention and allows Francis on his 4th position roamer to sort of do whatever he wants and create even more space on the map, and then that transitions into great lanes for everybody.
Yeah, he was able to do it with your spirit, yeah.
That's where we go back to our safe lane pushing style, right? So if the laning phase doesn't go well, and I think Legion Commander is probably one of the better offlaners recovery, you have this recovery chance at like 15 minutes. A safe lane push towers creates, and you're able to.
And this is I like Clinks a lot better than the Drow here. In the game that we saw Freedom lose against MP, your War was on a Drow. And it's like, if you lose lanes at that point and you're a Drow, like, what do you do on the map? You feel like you don't really have a purpose. But as Clinks, you can still go around and work with your team to get pickoffs, snipe towers and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's going to be a hard game for Lynx. Actually, none of these heroes actually die easily. I mean, Bane can sleep him, Lina will be on mid, so she's gonna have some items. Shaker is pretty tanky, you can't Razor. You need to have a task to kill her solo Ricky, plus to see him first. Kind of hard game to pick off anyone.
I think there's a decent amount of space creators though for him. Like in the team fight, let's say there's both Sand King and Disruptor that are good killing style heroes, and Queen of Pain that takes a lot of attention because of the way she kind of operates combo in the front line. Then Legion Commander is obviously in a frontliner or counter initiative in that regard. So I think like individually the hero matchup may not be okay, but I think the team fights will still be pretty good for Click because they do have a very good.
Yeah, but the Legion Commander is not gonna come anytime soon. He's gonna Pain in the lane. So gonna 13-15 minute blink dagger.
Yeah.
In the best case scenario.
Snaking feels like garbage, right?
He's not getting any CS. 1 CS, and once the Bane gets level 2, he can sleep him, then static link, and he can die from that, especially when the Razor gets boots in.
Oh, is Flea gonna go down to a... Oh, no. Firo went for the 0-1-1 build.
It's kind of interesting. I think most of the time I see CC play this matchup, he goes for the 1-0-1.
Yeah, I mean, most people prefer that. So this is definitely something new. Like Dragon Slave, secure your range creep. Uh-oh, Snaking.
The Muhammad Ali.
And he's getting no luck on the moment of courage either.
Yeah, he can't really go to the jungle either because there's a Ricky. He has to be in lane to occupy their supports.
Don't burn your fingers.
Well, Flea's heading to mid. Obviously, we do a handoff with Quap. But should they pull anyone to that
speed,
top
yeah,
lane?
has range.
Oh, they're gonna go all the way in for it. Stun. Couple of right clicks.
That's big.
There's the pop. Suddenly mid lane's back.
Phase boots soon. No boots. No boots. Legion versus Phase Razor.
Oh, alright, someone's gotta go help him out, but like the question is like how? I don't think Francis really like does anything in that lane either.
Well, if they overextend with a Bane being cocky, just trying to harass, they can get a kick. Bane is on the bottom lane right now. They're even the bottom lane to pressure it.
Well, this should give Snaking some space, at least to leech some EXP. We'll see what kind of move Complexity makes down bottom against this Clinks.
The setup seems fairly simple. If Damon's able to get close enough for the sleep, and then as the cost was mentioned earlier, they could try to spin her and chance over, but the glimpse is there to pull them back. Smoke is not going to lock them in play, and it's all it takes. Stan King alone is able to fend them off.
Well, at least Snaking can get an XP on the top right now. He even has TP, which is smart of him. Static link.
I think that was pretty impressive the way the Sand King reacted to that. Like, you know, when you see the gank setting up, like you could read, okay, he just needs a glimpse and take off the Nightmare. He didn't have that kind of preparation. He still reacted.
Oh.
I think he's fine. Like, they don't have enough damage.
Oh no, with Yawar, looks like Demon's gonna be in trouble. They simply right-click him down. Zephyr does have the dust on top of him too. They don't have a glimpse, but they do have Burrow Strike coming in pretty soon. It looks like the Clink tried to get onto the high ground there to try and shoot down, which means he's no longer in position to be able to get the last couple of hits until finally gets it just in time. As
You
the
deal
dust is
more
about to fade
damage
away.
when you're high ground. Imagine throwing a rock from the high ground, it gets extra movement speed.
Gravity.
Get
Yeah.
that gravity pull down on the arrow, yeah.
Newton was the
Does
meta
it
creator
work
of
like
that.
that? Anyways, like, so how do you feel about this Ricky? Like, it doesn't offer a lot of damage in the energy, right? It's like they go on somebody with the Bane, and there's not a lot of follow-up. Like they had almost the perfect setup on the Clink's bottom, but there's not enough damage between those three heroes to kill him.
Yeah, that's what I said during the picks.
Radiant's
There's no
top tower
synergy
is
between
under
these
attack.
two heroes. But sleep in the cloud, so sleeping in the clouds. It's good.
I mean, him
God,
existing is always annoying. He's gonna force supports to chew through sentries. Snake King can't easily just forfeit and go to the jungle because he does exist in the game, probably. So, yeah.
I think it's just a vision hero, and that's good versus Team Freedom. If you think about the way that Team Freedom has been operating this whole entire qualifiers, they operate a lot off of their smoke rotations. And you know, remember that play that I was talking about where they make a smoke rotation, but then they just sit there, even if they don't see the opportunity. They'll wait like 20 seconds because everyone naturally thinks like, oh, I dodged the gank, I can go back in now. Like nobody just wants to AFK for 30 seconds in their lane trying to dodge a gank. So eventually they come back out, and Team Freedom, you know, are able to snipe that. If you have a Riki that's scouting out these kind of rotations, then it completely wastes the idea that Team Freedom is.
Well, you can pick Riki or play 4 versus 5, or you can just invest
The best place on earth for
the
you.
orbs and the play for 5 versus opinion.
Like this is the, I think while the Ricky does provide the vision, is like, if you compare his impact versus the Sand King's impact right now, there's a clear difference.
Yeah, and Sand King, once he gets his Blink Dagger, that's a lot of less gold and gives so much more than even with Riki with the blade.
Demon up to no good. They're so deep.
Just doing demon things, man. Just Jimmy things.
Running around, getting some wards down, being the pain in the arse, trying to creep from behind. But yeah, Freedom keeping their support staff rotating between the mid and bottom lane. They're still just saying, yeah, Snake King. Their supports are moving around. Deal with the 1v1 for now. You will etch your way into relevance soon enough.
Yeah, this is the one bright spot for complexity right now, is that Snake King is having the worst game.
And there's a lot to deal with the duel even once that comes online, like Koss was alluding to during that round. So his time to shine, it's going to be a bit awkward later.
The thing is that if you're really far behind as a Legion commander, it's not exactly the best catch-up hero. You know what I mean? It's like you're dueling someone, you're going mono versus somebody, and you wanna do that when you're at least even. If you're behind and you duel somebody, it's like a pipsqueak going, you know, I challenge you.
Yeah,
And
that's where
the giant goat just laughs.
Sonic wave over your shoulder, hopefully, is doing all the real firepower for
Yeah,
you.
but once Legion Commander gets level 6, Bone has a TP ready, and uses that pack, they can just surprise pretty much anyone on the map with it.
Yeah,
They
he
don't
has to
expect
go.
them to.
Yeah, it'll have to be with TP.
Bone needs to help out Snake King to get his Blink Dagger up.
Radiant's
they won't help
middle
in the lane
tower
phase,
is
they'll help
under
when he
attack.
Oh, and Demon. With his Demon thing, might end up baiting things and turning it around into a Zap play, taking out Flea. This little blast there from Firo.
That extra hero. I think if there wasn't Moo showing up there, then they could have actually gotten a quick kill on the Bane. And been
Timing around that 8-minute rune spawn.
it's also CCNC's build, right?
Yeah, if
Not having Sonic
CCNC had Sonic Wave there, they could have blasted the Bane there.
I mean, I think CCNC makes the, like, he looks at it in the fact that most of the time I'm not going to have the mana for Sonic Wave. I want to be more of a lane dominator, and I'm not going to make those rotations or the kill attempts until later on. he's just more focused. Do what he can to shut down the Lina. And that is like the big thing, right? Is that Lina, if you shut down Lina, then this whole entire draft falls apart from complexity. This is their staple. Really have Razor and Earthshaker. Those are more mid-game style.
There it is, Lina with clarity on and one more clarity in the back.
Double update according to you. I like the thing about carries, just always having clarity, just jumping from camps. Mana supply available to him, farm boy.
That was totally worth it.
CCC's in full control of the mid lane. He has a Sonic Wave now. Snake King, it's 9 minutes in. He's got to be close to level 6, right? Okay, come on. Now it's time to hook a brother up with some dual damage and some money. The King wants to make his way towards that Blink Dagger.
Trouble.
Oh, but the King will probably have taken knee. But not going to be enough. Good rotation there. Hey, the Ricky's doing something.
No points in overwhelming odds as sorry, press the attack as our observer points out.
Death's bounty. Regeneration.
Okay, he needs it. I think he needs it now, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Radiant's top tower is under
Press the
attack.
attack right now. To move to sleep. Pretty much any stun.
Man's had a rough lane.
I think when you have a rough lane like this, I think you need to plan your skill builds for future in some ways and understand that you're going to
Surprise! We have vision. Begin to go for down with the
Oh,
arrows.
no.
No mana.
No! Turn around Laguna though. Here we'll be able to get something off. CCNC now. They trade lives, actually. Figure out from Swindle, going to the bottom lane, and Moose comes in from the north. Lassoing up, trying to burst through, but War's gone.
Stacy had one.
Earthshaker
It would have been
had
enough.
Totem, didn't he?
No, he had no mana.
He had Soul Ring ready.
Oh, wow.
He just used it.
That's on him then. Just, you know, not everyone's
Cloud
as
silence
good
his
as
items,
the,
right?
Is that why people hate Swindle? Because he's not using the most on the field?
Oh, he just has a history with items.
Teammates joining the hate club.
Man, Earthshaker is so tanky. He doesn't even have the threat.
He's not even level 10.
Okay.
Looks back.
Yeesh. It's pretty good now. They get a couple more picks. Another takedown on Interfere.
Yeah, like Cap said, that is the important hero for coL. Razor's a great lane dominator, but it's hard to be a mid-game dominator. It's a little like Viper in the sense where, you know, you crush a lane, but it's hard for you to have a lot of impact in the mid-game unless the other team run at you to fight.
They dare look to take on the Razor.
Oh, thought Ricky was there and Razor actually saw
Nighttime.
them. Well, once Razor gets that Heaven Halberd, that item just dominates Clinks.
Yeah, that's true. That's
This is the item that pretty much dominates any carry hero right click, especially hero like Clinks who doesn't have anything else than that.
yeah. You're so focused on as Link's getting this burst damage. You're like a ranged person, right? Like you want to be able to focus down one hero, boom, 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 boom. I killed it, and then I can go on from there because he doesn't deal very well with multiple heroes. So he looks to be able to get the numbers advantage immediately for your team. So that disarm is just completely screws the entire idea.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Snake can help
is under
out.
attack.
Purge that off. Oh, mid lane.
Oh,
Snake
no.
back all the way in and gave it to me. So, for the grip, gets blasted with the Sonic Wave. Supports are going to be going down on both sides.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That is
Dire's top tower
Jimmy
is
Ho.
under attack.
They needed only one if
Oh, and they might get Snake King too. Nice stun setup from Swindle, who will chase him down rather easily.
Swindle with Blink Dagger already.
Yeah. The great thing about Earthshaker offlane, you just can't really keep his.
Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower
it's hard
is under
for-
attack.
It's hard for Clinks to really pressure the units.
And this is what I mentioned. Look at Clinks roaming around trying to get a pick off, but there's nothing he can kill alone. not a single hero. He needs to play around his heroes, probably be around Legion Commander to give him the dual damage.
I'll take your tribute.
I think in some ways Yawar needs to chill out a little bit. Kill attempts. It was good when he came mid, needed him and stuff, but I don't think he should be looking for those solo pickoffs as Lacoste is talking about. Like, his time is going to be more about, like, mid-game when you're looking at, like, Deso and BKB. That's the time when you can actually kill heroes. This lineup from Complexity doesn't let you be the early pickoff that clinks.
They might be looking to wait for the
Radiant's
dagger
middle
timing
tower is
sinking.
under attack.
There's an Echo somewhere on top.
Yeah, he wanted to discord the initiation. What? He might get dueled anyways.
Well, he got dueled.
Yeah, there's Speed of Pain cleanup.
Pop out, and there's a sentry there waiting for him. Just waited, but Demon can't stop him. He might lose zone light too. Looks like he will. Comes in, move, finally sweeps in from behind, leashes up, tries to get a hold of Snake King and gets him.
They got the
Dire's
lead on
middle
mid
tower
too.
is under
Ooh,
attack.
that's huge because now Yawar's in position to just chip away at this tower. I like that move. Immediately makes the rotation over though. That helps save a lot of grief because that mid tower is I think it's the most important tower in the game.
Oh, they actually saw Jimmy.
TP top. Okay.
This hero is so
0.6
useless.
seconds.
Oh come on, he's a solo support there, man. Most solo supports there are gonna die. This is a little dangerous though. Did they catch a glimpse of Swindle Melons? They know somebody is in the area. Yeah, Flea is gonna go check.
Dire's top tower
Walking
is
back,
fallen.
surrounded by...
Oh, commit tanking. He's gonna die.
Swindle's in. He has no blink and little mana, but they do lose Swindle. You are...
You are dusted, my friend.
Around the rosy.
Juke, 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 juke. Oh, okay, Flea shows up, bails out his boy. Hits him with a sandstorm, and War has got the space out, but are they greedy? Oh, they don't want to do that.
That was a really nice turnaround of events for Freedom. Before that, they were pretty far. The game looked like it could slip out of their grasp just because Swindle Melons had such a better offlane than Snake King. Look at that, Snake King almost has his blink now.
Dire's top tower is
That
under
one
attack.
duel win. Assistance of the top lane fight.
Yeah, he got 2 kills up there.
Regeneration.
The king is back, baby.
Yeah, look at this.
Great here, but now we begin to learn that it feels like nowhere safe. It's spotted easily.
Oh, come on, give him
Give
the
him
duel.
the dual damage.
Give him the duel. Oh, Swindle Melons.
He's actually trying to get the epi and turn off.
It's Echo Slam, yeah. It doesn't work against Echo.
Oh!
Yeah, that's why I said he needs to use epi first and just stun. He was in the range.
But nice reaction time out of him actually. Blinks right
Radiant's
before the
middle
duel goes
tower
off.
is under attack.
It also would have been a kill if he actually
Radiant's
just right clicks the
structures are
Overstaker.
fortified.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He just needs to stall until the Legion. There were 2 right decisions that could have been made.
And 3 wrong.
Radiant's middle
One would probably do nothing.
How's Arlena doing? She went for 1 point in LSA just to speed up the Water Soul.
He's barely able to make it out, but it's going to be
Radiant's bottom
CCC
tower
stepping
is
in.
under
Huge
attack.
ulti war and the kill, but Moo takes one of his own here. And Freedom are going to reevaluate the situation and back off a bit, but Swindle's not done. He's trying to grab a hold of somebody. Can't dust it. See you later. Just a trade a piece here, a couple of cores.
Yeah. You know, the Fiend's Grip went off for longer than 0.6 seconds this time.
Mind blowing. Look at the farm on Bane.
Illusion.
5-0. He just doubled his CS.
Farming with him probably. The worst thing ever.
Well, at least he's going to max and feeble against
middle
Bone.
tower
And
Ooh, there's the early dust. They spotted little Ricky. Jumping in, looking to go for some free duel damage. Tricks in the trade, trying to stall out for his teammates to show up, but the duel's going to be there, and that's the damage. He's here now, but Raider's starting to get cute little picks across the
Radiant's
map.
bottom tower is under attack.
And Snaking is going to start to take advantage of his infinite scaling.
And Sanking also has enough gold for his Blink Dagger. And look at the supports right now. You have Bane with brown boots, you have Disruptor with brown boots, who's level 10 and has extra 60 gold per minute. And then you have a Ricky with brown boots and Gloves of Haste, which looks pretty weird though. And you have a Sanking level 11 with a Blink Dagger. Turn around.
I mean, that's
Big
really
fight.
the.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the story of this game. Is the Sand King is a hero that does things all over the map, and Ricky is very hero dependent on whether or not he has an impact.
I think as a Riki, you need to have a
Super good.
I mean, not even necessarily that. I think you're always going to be a bit of a sacrificial hero because you're
Worthy
scouting
tribute.
scouting the enemy, and that naturally sometimes does something. So you need a support that actually farms and scales. Like you need your 5 position to actually be more like a 4 or 4.5 position.
So you can basically pick a Beastmaster instead and have a hero and a vision.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Lacoste on this. I'm not a fan of the Ricky pickup.
Yeah, it can work, but you need to play around him. Have good heroes with good kill potential. Hero position 5.
Hard move in for Boo.
Oh,
But,
look at Ricky.
yeah, they can't quite get it. Stacks were laid out on top, but gets up the tricks in the trade, trying to run away. He's going to be going down while on the other front, blasted apart with the help of Firo. Get down Stand King. Now hustling for some others here. The rest of Freedom will be able to TP away. Good approach from coL. Take down 2.
Yeah, I mean, you saw
Dire's middle
Freedom's
tower
made that
is under
move
attack.
multiple times
Dire's
to
middle tower has fallen.
the Dire safe lane with like 2 or 3 heroes. This time, coL says, all right, we're not falling for this again. We're bringing
Radiant's
every
top
single
tower
one of our
is
guys.
under attack.
Is Sentinels going for a late mail build?
Swindles.
No, I think he's going
Solar
for
Crest.
Solar Crest.
Well, Blade Mail would not be a bad idea against Quap,
Radiant's
Raptor,
top
Sanking,
Sure.
also Bone. You can't focus you. There's a full
Radiant's top
halberd
tower
finish on
is under
Razor,
attack.
so Bone's gonna have a hard time. Then 5.5 seconds disarm. I mean, there's nothing you can counter the Heaven's Halberd with the problem.
Yeah, he just has to preemptively BKB.
I mean, you can have Lincoln Sphere, but it's a lot of gold.
You
can
don't
really
really
see
want to
that.
build Lincolns on things.
You can really see the neutral. A large impact. Again, I think you might be spending a little bit
Dire's bottom
not too
tower
much time
is under
rotating, but the
attack.
combination of like you're using this death pack less, which means as a farming tool it's less effective, and then the neutral less. It really is.
Yeah, when it first came out, I know Artur did not like this change.
Well, if R2
Dire's
doesn't
bottom
like it,
tower
we don't
is under
either.
attack.
I don't know what fear would they feel about it though. Isn't this kind of the fear build on Clinks as well? The
Well,
medallion.
I mean, they have like pretty similar opinions about this.
Oh yeah.
Fear's a WoW player now.
Condolences.
Lost into the dark side.
I visited him his place in Irvine. There's just World of Warcraft on the background. I'm like, what are you doing?
He had a neck beard on. Oh, man, it was crazy.
He's just like, this is a nice chill game, man. I get to rest my arm.
Best nickname ever, Fear.WC3.
It's like Freedom or Ansia trying to make something happen here. But as a team, they find the opportunity to maybe jump onto Demon. Long jump in, then be responded by Swindle with the fissure. Freedom continue to hold their high ground positioning
Radiant's
and
bottom
don't want to
tower is
tempt
under
things any
attack.
further. Complexity's still kind of at attendance. They don't want to push their luck.
When you said Lincoln's is not a good item, it actually is, but he needs time to farm it. I mean, you...
No, I mean, I don't think it's It's not something you want to build on the clinks.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time. I mean, he only has Lightstone. He needs a BKB and he needs the
Radiant's
damage.
bottom tower
Yeah.
is under
He needs
attack.
Bloodthorns.
Anything else? Dakota?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Daedalus,
Radiant's bottom
MKB.
tower is under attack.
Skadi.
Butterfly.
Sounds good.
He will need an MKB though, in all seriousness, because of the...
Cloud, probably Solar
Radiant's
Breath,
bottom
yes.
tower
Yeah.
has fallen.
Razor, Heaven's Halberd.
Okay, well, we're gonna see the first coL, or we're gonna approach into the high ground here.
Yeah, they
Dire's
might be
top
just
tower
trying to
is under
force
attack.
freedom back right now.
Radiant's
I don't think
bottom
they're in a
tower is
position where
under
they feel
attack.
too comfortable actually going high.
I like that team freedom. Like, everyone's doing that play, right? But they push to high ground, force the enemy team. Call their bluff. TP back anybody.
Right, smoke gank out of coL. See what they find here.
Well, like, if you're not gonna come all the way back, then we'll just catch you on the way down then. How about that? You know, we see you're not top lane anymore, but you're all TPing all the way. Okay, so trying to smoke them up here.
Stanley, yeah, he's got a sense of these.
Does right in the trees. Spotted it, pops out now, sees what's happening, glimpses back to Ricky, looks to make a bolt for him, and then suddenly everyone comes out from the woodwork. They actually don't catch the TP at all. He's gonna get slapped the last second. Looked like he almost made it away. My God.
I was about to say, there's no way he should make it out of that. But Complexity almost give him that opportunity.
Without that Bane,
He got him.
Bane stopped it.
The cost is no more.
He's like, I didn't acknowledge it. So
Yeah, he
therefore
stopped
it
the
didn't happen.
TP with the Nightmare.
Hopefully.
Not many heroes that have a stun like that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, not
Earthshaker
many
has a
supports.
stun,
But he missed it.
missed it.
Yeah.
Need to have a backup plan.
This is like
Dire's bottom
Lacoste's
tower
like.
has fallen.
I recognize his tone of voice. It's like all these pubs that I played with Lacoste or whatever. When he starts getting mad in pubs, he uses this sarcastic tone.
Well, it takes time. Actually understand what I'm saying.
Invisibility.
Whether I'm serious or not.
That was... I mean, I understand the blink to the side. He's trying to set up for more heroes in the push, but... They had the successful scan on Ariki. He just blinked up and dusted and broke.
Gold is a great conductor.
Well, both teams are being careful right now because
Dire's bottom
once they lose a
tower is
fight,
under attack.
they have enough damage to clear the Roche. So whoever gets the upper hand can get even more with the Aegis.
Both teams playing a very tight game right now.
That's to... Is that to Freedom's benefit? In some
Say
ways,
yes
it's
and no.
okay. They're not taking advantage of the non-Shadow Blade. Like the fact that you should be a lot more scared once that item is up. But at the same time, I think they do need time to play into like 35-40 minutes.
No, this is really smart. They see that Luna is TP bottom, so they just get a free Roche on. So Luna can't do that. Probably a mistake from Fiora.
Yeah. There's no reason you should ever TP as dog. At this point, Roshan is...
So it's just a casual chainmail on Earthshaker. Wants to go 4-staff. I think 4-staff is the item this game for both teams actually, against Cloud, against the Razor static link. You focus with Earthshaker, Lina, Bane, whoever.
What do you think about this non-Hurricane Pike build from the Clings? Because that would allow him to be able to push the Razor back, make a static link, get out the Cloud pretty quick. It's also kind of a stat increase as well.
I wanted to mention during the picks that Pike is the item on Clinks this game, but right now BKB seems like a better choice.
More fuel for my fire.
So you think it's more about the fact that the game wasn't going well for him?
Yeah,
enough
well,
early?
depends how he positioned himself in a team fight, whether Razor gets focused, goes with the Static Storm and the Sanking. It's pretty much optional.
who do you think their focus should be if 5v5 fight was to break out here? You feel like Moo would be like the big bad boy on the block, but Razor's not necessarily one you want to burst down.
His damage to tank ratio is like way too big.
Yeah,
if you look at Lina,
yeah,
she hasn't even been with us. Go by her side, try to split the pressure a bit. coL, I think, have just kind of respected Freedom's 5-man fight pretty much this whole game. The supports and how much harm they've been and how much more they offer in team fights in general.
Sadly, I have to say that Team Freedom needs to focus Vayne in a fight. Because
just so you don't have to watch him anymore?
Yeah, because Legion Commander still doesn't have a BKB. Once he gets it, it's gonna be a lot easier to sleep on the dual target.
I really think Complexity needs to pick up the pace. Like, it's unfortunate that Aegis was picked up and everything, but you can't just let a Queen of Pain get to her level 25 with Mjolnir. You know, the BKBs, Deso, like these are all key items for Team Freedom to actually be able to win fights and take control of the map away from you. So Complexity either need to find a way to choke Team Freedom out more and not let them be able to get this kind of farm constantly, or they need to just take fights against them, one or the other.
Even with Aegis, Freedom is not rushing anything because they feel comfortable going into the super late game, especially with Queen of Pain, as Cap said. Also, you're playing against Vayne and you're playing against Ricky, who's still struggling to get that Midas. Yeah, if they want to fight right now, it's a really good time to fight for Freedom because they can pretty much do useless heroes.
coL just feel like they're coasting. I understand that, you know, you have the Aegis and your kind of hands are tied in that kind of position, but maybe since that's expired, I don't know if coL are just going to have to succumb to being in that position where you're stuck inside your base eventually, but I imagine they'll find a way to smoke and wrap around and get some sort of setup.
Well, of course you want to fight with Aegis, use it, but they had a hard time dealing with the split push, so now it's a good time. Or no.
Well, snaking is getting closer to that BKB. So maybe he wants that before they take that big fight. I mean, there's a lot on the line in this game. Like, Freedom was so close to getting that direct effect to TI. They don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that MP qualified.
Nice punish onto Moo, pushing out in the lane a little too far from everyone, and now support staff has been spotted waiting behind him, and it's going to be Freedom quickly to swarm in. They will end up losing Scan King as Swindle forces out the dunk on the other front. The Laguna going to be flying out here as they try to blast it home. It's Complexity losing more. Freedom just kind of reclaiming the land. Firo, can he make it back out? It doesn't look like it. He takes the Shadow Strike and right clicks come out. He will get the deny off, but hard loss for coL. Very apparent that Freedom just kind of got the upper hand.
Yeah, that was the fight without Legion Commander.
Yeah.
That was such a cool setup, the way that they had Stanking up here and these two waiting to initiate over here. So if once they get the primary initiation and kill whatever, and Stanking's always going to be able to wrap in whatever. Maybe it's a Static Storm on 2 or 3 heroes, a Kinetic Field Catch, or even just a Glimpse for an extra kill.
This is actually an amazing play by Team Freedom. You see Legion Commander was not with them, so Complexity thinks they're not gonna do anything. They're just back to farming, and then they surprise them with a big MP plus Sonic Wave on
Staking has his BKB now. Aegis expires, but that was a big net worth swing for Freedom as they near the 10k mark.
Well, in the next few minutes, Rick is going to become useful. He got 600 gold on Sanking, solo kill. That might is going to pay off, so with the fusion plays, he might actually change.
You know, we'll see, but, you know, at that point, Freedom might have a BKB Legion commander join the fight. Sanking picks up the gem.
But this is, I mean, like, what do even coL do at this point? They expended a little bit. I mean, Swindle at the end, chunking out the dunk, so they might have to wait for that, but you can't just roll over at this point in the game and just let Freedom kind of take control.
You can smoke out and try and find a fight yourself, but it's hard as your vision is getting taken away.
Well, there is Good genetics on Javar, going for that Lincoln Sphere. Talked about. Actually good.
Good genetics, good hair.
Good to say, guys.
Got good hair
Oh.
too. Definitely.
Dude, that
too.
entire family has great hair.
Gold is a great conductor.
I wonder what shampoo they use. What hair gel do you use, Cap?
Got to be blue.
Oh shit! It Bane blasted down.
Look at
First
the
out
smile
of this.
when every time one main goes down.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess back to that Lincoln Sphere, he feels like, you know, they have a good grip on the game right now. He has enough damage, they're far enough ahead, where he could just, like, continue to constrict Complexity's options.
Well, Z-Freak is tired of his team, so he says, I'm the carry now. Almost. Once he gets the Diffusal Blade, he's the one who's split pushing. Actually, Rick is doing something.
Yeah, but already Freedom are just here outside the base, clearing out the woods, keeping the lanes pushed forward. Yeah, bottom lane's pushed in a bit, but just send Snaking down there, and they've already shown that just because Snaking's pushing out a side lane doesn't mean they're not going to take a fight. So I'm curious if that means coL's just going to be extra nervous, or maybe try to move in for something.
This Queen of Pain is so farmed, 5k ahead second top network.
I love
once she gets level 25 and Mjolnir, it's gonna be pretty impossible to kill the BKB and Lincoln Sphere, and they don't want to rush anything. Once again, they will just maybe try to get the next row, cheese Aegis, and take it from there. Or if they see opportunity.
Smoke move in. You are leading out the charge. Right up to the front doorstep here of Complexity. Leading out front, and there's Captain Swindle getting killed. Dual damage to sleep though, makes it very fun, long, and awkward. It actually prevents the dual damage, so there's that. But ooh, nice glimpse, pullback onto Brew. He's gonna be forced to pop the BKB. Lashes out onto Yawar to try to step away as much damage as he can to try to make a safe escort back home. Try to turn around and fight while on the other front. They caught out Demon here, easily burst apart. Z-Freak could be next. He gets off the tricks of the trade, tries to hide, jumps out, gets inside the base, but Snake King looking to charge on in. Back into the BKB. CCHC jumps in confidently, has to get purged out to run away. And the follow-up flea epicenter to hit it home on the move could help him get the finish, and it will. Sonic Wave also packs the punch. Z-Freak will end up going down, and it looks like Complexity could be shredded apart. The last survivor though, Vero, holding things out inside the base.
Just overextending from Team Freedom. They can just go back, BKB pop from Queen of Pain. I mean, you know they have a shrine in a base, so
I'll take your tribute.
Place to fight.
Yeah, honestly, that fight should have been a whole lot worse for Team Freedom. It was just purely the fact that their BKBs were fresh. Like those 2 10-second. The fact that they had this skirmish and still managed to kill the Razor is purely because of.
Yeah, the Razor got a really long leak off, and I mean, the Bane got a lot of usage out of that sleep in the beginning, and it took them a long time to kill Swindle Melons. And this, are they looking at Roshan? Oh,
yeah, they are, but no one is there.
That's a Shiva's now for Alina. It's a pretty significant pickup. Like because the Clinks is going for the Lincoln Sphere, and right after, his damage output is, you'll see a significant hit because of that Shiva's.
Yeah, if he had gone for the Bloodthorn build, the armor wouldn't have felt nearly as good.
Well, Bloodthorn is what? Cost of the Bloodthorn, cost of the Sphere.
Well, I guess my point is, like, he's not going for that second damage item.
Well, you can't deal damage if you're dead. Unless you're Venomancer, like Jack said. Or Lash.
Or Viper.
All the
Terrible, disgusting heroes. Jack's heroes.
The stuff that Jack likes.
Okay, another BKB pop will be forced out here. Get away from that.
Well, good
trouble.
thing is they didn't lose the gem to
And they use that gem to get a dual setup on the Z-Freak. Successful.
He did not get a single dual win during that whole level 2 area.
Yeah, skip right over 2038.
But that's, again, Freedom, that's the way they wanted to play it, right?
Well, I guess we can add one more good thing on Pain's list. Good against dual checked.
That wasn't
Lane
the
bully
intention
check,
of the pick,
that's-
though. They was
that's the
picked up
second
before,
one.
I'll see.
Oh no, Freedom. They have the high ground.
They're
They have a
pinging it.
shrine.
Radiant's
Oh,
top tower
Jamar
is
sees it. Oh, drop the sentry, but he just stepped right quick. He gets the takedown right there. Laguna blasting out. They're fighting under the shrine. They're trying to use it as best they can. Boo! Latches on Yuar is going to be forced to run on back, but they get the stun connection. Lina trying to hit it home with Snake King. Bang. Helps clean house. This fight belongs to Freedom here, with the exception of Boo. Charging on in. He's on the force back Snake King. Lee comes back in, hits up his own stun, and Yuar will be able to finish up the right click, and with the epicenter, this Razor is just getting mauled, but he's scrapping for what he can. Can't quite get a hold of Flea, so he'll end up being dropped. 5-man white. Returning.
Just the impact from the Sanking versus the Ricky. Like it doesn't matter if the Ricky has a diffuser. Just, the Sanking is just
still
so
Sanking.
good right now. It's almost got like it's got a built-in diffusal in some ways with the slow from Caustic and the extra damage.
Built-in diffuser.
It's a built-in diffusal, guys. It doesn't burn your mana, it burns your HP instead.
Oh,
What a
shredded.
hero.
Oh my god.
Shredded. Yuar just decimates Steven.
Maybe he didn't even need to pop a big. One more skeleton walks instead, just to dodge it.
Look at that, he picks up a Shiva's. Sanking's got a Shiva.
Built-in Shivas. Oh, what a stun.
Nice setup here. The duel will come out, and that's it for Lina. She becomes dual damage for the King. And on the other side, it's Swindle trying to frantically run back. The rest of his team already in the grave.
He doesn't let him blink using her.
Nothing's going to be getting over to Swindle to get in the way. They lock him down with a kinetic field and hit it home. Moo's going to be returning now, but he's the lone defender as Freedom move in to take their
Dire's
first
middle tower
rest.
is under attack.
Only Razor with a 5x
Dire's
instead of
structures
complexity,
are
so I guess we have 50 seconds to take two sides.
Dire's middle tower
And
has
then the
fallen.
charge comes out. Sanking's not even bothering to hit the
Dire's middle
max.
barracks. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Because he can defuse a bit.
Dire's
Lexi going to throw in the
bottom
towel now.
tower
They're
has
definitely going to lose
fallen.
2 racks. Swindle probably still has the double penalty, right?
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
I don't know, it's cold.
I like how you said that what is that on the table, the toilet paper, now everyone is using it. I'm
Dude,
not touching it.
everyone's
I got a
sick,
bloody
man.
nose in the middle of a cast. What the hell?
Stop picking your nose, Austin.
Yeah.
It's the dry weather. It's not my nose. I nose pick all the time in the Pacific Northwest, and I don't get.
Yo, toss me that toilet paper. I gotta blow my nose too.
Get all your goo all over. And then here we go. Flea looking to take this game home. Gets the first immediate finish as Swindle and Jack going down. Duel going to be set on one front. Firo trying his best to get it out on the other side, but they'll glimpse him right back in. This could be a swift 5-man wipe, but Firo is able to get the Shadow Blade away. CC wants to walk him back home, but this game belongs to Freedom, would appear, as they go in for the jugular.
And they're gonna call it in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Jimmy.
Did they forget about that ward?
A couple more seconds, he would have been a profit. But they eventually do call GG, and game number 1 is best of 3 belongs to Freedom.
Did Complexity forget about that ward?
What are you talking
I don't know.
about?
They literally smoked up underneath the ward, ran forward. That's why Francis literally was channeling an epicenter into a smoke play. He saw them smoke forward. He's like, oh, they're just going to move forward. I'm going to YOLO this epicenter blink burrow strike directly into the middle of them.
No, well, I mean, maybe
What
they
happened?
felt like they were super far behind already, you know,